Alright YouTube, so today we're going to do our maneuvers. The first maneuver we're going to do is the forward stop. The idea behind this maneuver is to make sure the front bumper ends up in that 3-foot box in the front. You have no pull-ups, no get-outs. If you hit a wall or a cone, it points automatically. If the examiner tells you to get back in bound, it means you hit a wall, get back in bound. They'll put a fist up in the air showing that this means stop, and then I'll ask you if you have any questions. If you don't, they'll tell you to go ahead and start the maneuver, set your brake, and honk your horn to let them know that you finished the maneuver. Right now we're going to see this driver do his forward stop, and here we go. Alright, so you can see him coming up, and he's going to do one fluid stop. I'm going to have him do a tiny little bounce. And there's a little bounce, and that is not allowed. Now he was already in the first time, so he might as well just set his brake and honk his horn to let us know he was finished. But you want to do this in one stop. You do not want to bounce like he just did. Now, I also want to point out the orientation of the delineator in front of you and where you're sitting on your seat. There is a view that will always come into play, and it's usually the bottom corner edge of the window where the door and the window jamb meet. Once that delineator on your driver's side disappears in that area, if you're moving nice and slow driving forward, all you have to do is wait for it to disappear, and then you push the clutch in, or you just simply step on the brake if you're driving an automatic, and you should be in that box. Now we're going to move into the next maneuver, which is a straight back. They're going to give you an explanation to drive through this first set of cones and then end up by the last set of cones. If you hit a wall or a cone, that's 2 points automatically. They will yell at you to get back in bound, which means pull forward to get back in bound. And then you have one free pull-up, one free get-out to do this maneuver. They'll also tell you that when you finish, to set your brake and honk your horn, and they'll actually pull you through and wave you through the first set and tell you when to stop and when to start. So right here, the driver is going to pull forward while the examiner is giving him the directions. He'll drive through this first set of cones nice and slow and take his time. And as soon as the back of his trailer passes those cones, the first delineators, they'll stop him with a fist in the air, let him know how to stop, and give him a thumbs up to start backing up. As the driver is backing up, the examiner is going to be walking back and forth, watching to make sure that no part of the trailer or the truck hit any cones, any walls. It's 2 points if the trailer hits, it's 2 points if the truck hits. Now if the truck and trailer hinge and right where they meet, both units hit the wall, you end up with 4 points for hitting the wall. Now in this maneuver, again, we have one free pull-up and then one free get-out to get out and look to make sure everything is nice and clear. If you need a pull-up, take the pull-up, it's free. Once again, as soon as he finishes, ends up behind these last set of cones, make sure that you can see that little white box right there in front of you. Set your brake, honk your horn, and let the examiner know you finished. They might have you turn off the truck and get out so they can explain the next maneuver. You don't have to be perfectly straight, you just have to be behind that last set of cones. On this next maneuver, which is a forward offset to the left, you're going to end up passing these first 3 set of cones and making a left lane change. There is a line on the floor marking the 4 foot. The back of your trailer has to come within 4 feet of that first little delineator. So right here, the truck can go out as far as it wants to, just so you can't hit a wall on that side. You want to make sure your dual tires are within 4 feet of that last cone like he did. And then make sure that when you straighten out, that you pull forward and straighten out, you're going to straighten out in between. There are 2 cones. There's 3 cones out here, but you want to set yourself up in between the 2 on the right. Then you'll set your brake and honk your horn and let them know you're done. Now this last maneuver is a reverse offset to the right. You're going to get the truck back in the same way you got it out. You have 2 free pull-ups and 2 free get-outs. If you hit a wall or a cone or a barrier, it's 2 points automatically. If they tell you to get back in bound, it means you hit a wall and you got to pull forward and get back in bound. Now on this one, you should get out when you finish to look to make sure that the back of the truck is inside that 3-foot box way back there in the back. And then once you check, then you can get back in your truck, set your brake, and honk your horn. Now the way I like this maneuver done is making sure before you even start turning or twisting that steering wheel that at the very least the tires have passed that first set of cones like this gentleman did. Then you're going to crank it all the way to the right like his wheels just went and do about a 45 or a 4-second backup where the corner of the trailer is sitting on top of the chassis of the truck on the passenger side. Then I'd like them to stop the truck, turn the steering wheel all the way the other way, and then we're going to do make sure that the truck and trailer are straight with each other at that angle. So as soon as the truck and trailer become straight with each other at this angle, they will stop, and then you're going to back it up till roughly the dual tires are on the driver's side are almost inside, but don't want to go inside, because when you crank it to bring it back in, you're going to end up hitting the wall on your right side. So right here, they're going to go left all the way about 4 seconds. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he'll stop right here any second, and then go all the way to the right. And now we're just going to parallel park our truck. So crank it all the way to the right. You don't want to stop until you can see what's going on your passenger side. Now before the truck and trailer hit that wall like this gentleman did, you want to pull forward and straighten yourself up. There's plenty of room, roughly about 20 feet that you can pull forward and straighten out. He almost hit the wall, which would have costed him 4 points, but he didn't. Now he's just going to pull forward and get off that wall. So this is going to be considered the first pull-up. And now it's basically, you're turning this maneuver into a straight back from a really crappy position. So from here, you just back up, and then before the back of the truck passes that last set of cones, you want to stop, get out and look, and see if your DOT bar is in that little white box before the last set of cones. At this point, if you needed to pull forward, straighten out, take an extra pull-up, this gentleman hasn't used any points yet, and he still has 8 points to play with, plus 1 more free pull-up if he needed it. You're welcome to straighten out and make it look pretty if you want, or simply watch the back of your truck, make sure that the DOT bar is within that little box, and you'll want to get out and look. When you get out and look, the examiner is going to tell you, okay, you have 1 more look. Out of the 2 free looks, this is the first look that this gentleman's going to take. He'll go back there. You'll get out 3 points of contact carefully, always facing the truck when you get in and get out. And if it's inside, all he's going to do is simply get back in the truck and honk his horn to let the examiner know he's finished. Now, if you like this kind of video, just let me know. Give me a thumbs up, leave some comments below. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Maybe there's something you want to see or something you think we did incorrectly. You're welcome to leave comments. I'll try to check it out. Thank you for watching, and like, share, and subscribe.